what you can do is you can have an account that's specifically for your truther activity and one that's specifically for your personal stuff, just with mates, just sharing funny videos or whatever. You don't tell people where you are or what you're doing or what you've done or anything like that unless you want to, have it broadcasted. It's basically, you don't put anything up there that you don't want your mother to see.
But that's the whole privacy issue. I think most people are kind of used to now not having privacy, so they're just going to willfully give it up.
Oh, yeah. Publish photos of them doing crimes and what have you. They feel hilarious.
Hey, check me out. I'm going to go rob a bank, see?
See, there was a news story a while back about these guys who demolished a house with sledgehammers and stuff like that while they were flatting in it while they were drunk as. They put the video online and then got arrested. You idiots!
Not too bright.
Not too bright. Have you noticed there's an epidemic of stupidity?
There seems to be. Everywhere. It's that's how it's hard to keep it's hard to keep your sanity when you are surrounded by a lot of people that I don't know if it's not they're not smart or what, but it's frustrating more than anything. I mean, a good example of any is right now. I'm sure they're spraying you with aerosols right now, but it was a nice sunny day earlier in the day, and now it's just gray, full of clouds, and they've taken away our sun. And I would love to talk to somebody, but I can't do it anymore. I can't just say somebody, isn't it kind of weird how they're spraying, the stuff's coming out of the back of them planes, and, in a little while the sun goes away and there's these clouds and sometimes it rains. They'll just give you a weird look, a look so much that you feel like you're losing your mind. So, trying to share that with people.
Yeah, well, see, and again, it's the plant and walk away. Don't sit around and let them have that big stare on you or whatever. Just change the subject real quickly.
Yeah.
Okay?
So you just go. So what about those chemtrails? So what do you think about the Cubs? Do you think they're going to win this year? You just go right into sports.
Because what that does is, I think it actually creates an association between things they're familiar with and things they enjoy, and conspiracy theories.
You might be onto something there. It's a good way of approaching people.
I love the science of propaganda and manipulation, and it's only because I want to actually teach it how it works and learn how it works to everybody. So that, because once you know what a trick is kind of thing, it's very difficult to have that trick pulled on you without you knowing what's going on here. Don't you think? So
exactly.
If we'd wanted to de-brainwash, deprogram everybody, we'd best know how to actually manipulate them as well, just as much as the enemy does. Manipulate them into knowing the truth and seeking it for themselves, not relying on anyone else. We'll be right back.
Sean David Morton here to tell all of my fantastic fans and friends about one of the greatest conference gatherings of all time of your favorite New Age, New Thought, and radio personalities. The Alchemy Event, starting at 8:30 a.m., April 28th to Sunday, April 29th. Come to the Alchemy Event in West Los Angeles. Or if you can't join us all in person, you can have the fantastic opportunity to watch it on Global Stream Live online for a celebration of global peace and transformation, ET disclosure, prophecy, earth changes, ufology, metaphysics, consciousness, healing, and meditation. Join me for lunch with special guests, Coast to Coast George Norrie, Project Camelot's Kerry Cassidy, Dr. Roger Lear, Michael Hercules Barra, Saeed David Farman, Dr. Louis Turi, Sudi Burnett, and many, many more. Tickets on sale now. Register online at alchemyevent.com or click on AFR's homepage. That's alchemyevent.com. The Alchemy Event in Los Angeles, California, April 28th and 29th. Don't you dare miss it. See you there.
The First Amendment in the Bill of Rights limits the government's power by ensuring freedom of speech and preserves the rights of the people. Every day that passes, our rights gradually slip away. It's time to take a stand and let the government know that we are tired of losing our rights. LibertyStickers.com will allow you to express your rights and allow millions of people to see you stand up for what you believe in. LibertyStickers.com carries the largest selection of bumper stickers online, ranging from political to humorous. As always, you can find your favorite stickers that protest the war and the president. Don't see what you're looking for? Liberty Stickers will custom make stickers that will get your message across for all Americans to see. Go to LibertyStickers.com and see pre-made stickers that will get everyone talking. That's LibertyStickers.com, or call 877-873-9626. Liberty Stickers, the world's most dangerous stickers.
What's up with these sorry politicians? Lots of art. When it's showtime, whimpering like little shih tzus. You want big cuts? Ron Paul's been screaming it for years. Budget crisis? No problem. Got $1 trillion year one. That's trillion with a T. Department of Education? Gone. Interior, Energy, HUD, Commerce? Gone. Later, bureaucrats. That's how Ron Paul rolls. Want to drain the swamp? Ron Paul. Do it.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
Ron Paul, a visionary who predicted the financial crisis, a leader with a plan to solve it. The Paul plan? Balance the budget. Cut $1 trillion year one. Eliminate 5 federal bureaucracies. End the foreign wars and nation building. Rein in the Federal Reserve. Pay down the debt. Cut taxes to create jobs. Ron Paul, a plan to restore America now.
I'm Ron Paul, and I approve this message.
This is Sean David Morton, the host of Strange Universe Radio, and I've achieved worldwide fame for my predictions about the stock market and the global economy. Years of economic earthquakes have shaken our confidence in stocks, real estate, currencies, even the stability of nations. Our country teeters on the brink of seeming economic wreck and ruin. Everybody asks me one question: what can I do? Gold is the one investment that preserves and grows real wealth in today's debt-addicted world. Rising government spending and taxes and inflation almost guarantee higher gold prices for years to come. You can protect your family and your future, even if a tidal wave of inflation devalues our dollar. Your first step to safety from the financial storm ahead is to read Swiss America's fantastic new white paper called Remaking Money. It's free when you call 800-289-2646. That's 800-BUY-COIN. Or go to SwissAmerica.com and download the new amazingly cool Swiss America app on iTunes. That's 800-289-BUY-COIN. Call Swiss America, the gold standard.
Warning. Warning. American. Warning. American Freedom Radio is habit forming. American Freedom Radio is habit forming. Use the truth carefully.
Your daily dose of conspiracy and comedy is the Vinney Eastwood Show. In a world so full of madness and chaos, don't lose your sense of humor or you'll go friggin' nuts. Weekdays 5 till 7 Central on American Freedom Radio.
Black sunrise, shadow coming over the sky.
Shadow coming over the skies is what? You listen to the Vinney Eastwood Show, the most geo-engineered 2 hours in talk radio. You've heard about us in National Geoengineer magazine. As opposed... Oh, no. National Geoengineer graphic. And my very special guest, Zachary Baker from Global Government News Online.com, GGNonline.com. And we want to talk about stuff that you don't normally talk about, right? So we've got the final question for the show here that we normally give all the guests, and I think I'll just give it a little bit early because we might actually want to extend this out somewhat. We all self-censor a little bit. So if there's anything you don't normally talk about, you know is a little bit risque or whatever, that for some reason or another it hasn't come up in the conversation or you may have bitten your tongue, this place, right here on the Vinney Eastwood Show on AmericanFreedomRadio.com, is the place to say it. So if you have anything, go for your life.
So, Vinny, we're, talking about the big dark cloud come over. We really are being saturated, though, almost on a daily basis with this geoengineering that's not happening.
Well, we're telling you that we're going to do it, and we've got plans, and that we
yeah, we got all these plans,
Yeah, and all these detailed plans, and we know and have all these other warning signs and things that we think might happen as a negative consequence of geoengineering, and all those things are already happening.
And you know what the real mind trip though is that according to these scientists, when they're in these reports, usually it's the Telegraph and the Mail Online. They're usually the ones promoting this geoengineering stuff. But it's to combat global warming. But what they're doing is actually causing the warming when they spray. They're heating it up. And it's not reflecting the solar radiation back out. It's cooking us like a microwave, and you can feel it. I mean, if you're a conscious person, you're aware of your surroundings. You can tell. You can see the clouds. You can notice that it's getting warmer, and you almost feel like you're in a pressure cooker. And it all ties in with these ground towers, these Wi-Fi cell towers, interacting with the dispersal of these aerosols, these metal particles, and they're getting in our bloodstream.
Yeah, there's been also a lot of increases in just diseases of all sorts.
Oh yeah. It's been proven that allergies is becoming more prevalent, and they're not just becoming more prevalent; they're becoming worse. And why is that? How come people don't ask those questions? In Chicago, I remember hearing a local broadcast saying, "Oh well, there's a new climate for Chicago." They're telling the people this, that, see, the climate has changed for Chicago. We're going to have warmer summers and more droughts and stuff like that. Because they just assume, with all the propaganda that's been fed to people since they were born, that they're causing this warming. And that's the mind trip, is that is being done via in the air. And I don't even know if there's people in these planes. They could just be unmanned planes out there spraying. So, but they're up there.
Well, Al Gore just got himself a $9 million mansion in like Montecito, California, or something. It was up on the hill, right, on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are kind of like global warming is a scam are going, do you think somebody would buy a house on the coast if they knew if global warming was real? And then the other people come back and they say, well, look, it's actually really high up and that kind of stuff. And it's not like on a coast, like on a beach as you kind of make it out to be. But be that as it may, you'll still go around toting the fact that he bought some massive mansion or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a greater truth to that, because I'm starting to think of it, we often turn arguments into emotional conflicts rather than basing our arguments on the facts. We go about what we believe rather than what we know.
Mm-hmm.
And what becomes a necessity from that point is to stop arguing with the other person and to simply start asking questions in order to further clarify what you already think or already know. Because that way, you're actually getting more information from that other person. You're actually enriching yourself. This is how you can make a conversation work in your favor in terms of, getting some info out of somebody on an interview or whatever.
Right, asking questions, not just talking and, listening to yourself talk. Make it productive, a productive use of your time. Be inquisitive. Yeah, that's how I am. I love asking questions, man.
And if you had one thing that you thought was probably really significant in your life that sort of woke you up, something that just was like, bam, what do you reckon it would be for you?
To be honest with you, it all started with 2012, back in 2006, before it was even really being talked about. And then from there, I just went into the politics. And then I went towards a liberal side, towards a conservative side. And eventually it was Alex Jones that helped me realize that there's more to this, And then from there, Alan Watt, from there, just start listening and reading more news, reading alternative and going into the alternative media. But that's what it was. Like I said before earlier in the show, I've always been, wondering why why is life the way it is, and who is causing it? And, you know, in doing that, I pretty much come to the conclusion of what I said before, which is it's a small group of basically elites, and they're steering our economy. So, I mean, that's where it all kind of came from. I mean, I'll tell you, Vinny, I mean,